Hey guys, this is SJ Football 16 and today I'll be revealing my predictions for week 25 of the Barclays Premier League season 2015-16. Going to start with possibly the biggest game of the season, most decisive possibly, between Manchester City and Leicester City. This could be the game that decides the league title this season. I'm going to say that I feel very sorry for Leicester in this game, but I'm going to have to say it's going to be 4-0 to Manchester City. I think they're gonna ace it past Leicester. In all fairness, as soon as Leicester come against the big opponents, they pretty much know that they probably won't win the title. I don't think. So it's going to be 4-0. The scorers are going to be Samir Nasri, Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero, and Yaya Toure. Now I'm going to head over to the relegation battle game between Aston Villa and Norwich. Aston Villa, they've improved slightly actually, apart from the game they had last against West Ham. But this time, I'm going to say it's going to be 2-0 to Aston Villa. I think they'll make a real comeback this season. They might not survive, but I still think they might have a comeback. They might not even finish bottom. So I think it's going to be 2-0. The score is going to be Leandro Bacuna and Kozak. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Liverpool and Sunderland. Sunderland, they're facing relegation problems at the moment. Liverpool, they're trying to get into Europe, and it's not quite working at the moment for them. I think the score in this is going to be 1-0 to Liverpool. I think the scorer is going to be Nathaniel Klein. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Newcastle and West Brom. Newcastle also facing relegation problems at the moment. West Brom, they're trying to aim for a mid-table finish. I think the score in this is going to be 1-0 to Newcastle. Newcastle, they since they brought in signings in the transfer window, they've actually played quite well, in all fairness, apart from the teams you wouldn't really expect them to beat. So I think it's going to be 1-0. I think the scorer is going to be Moussa Sissoko. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Stoke City and Everton. I think the score in this, Stoke have a really good home record, and Everton, they've had quite an average season so far. I think the score is going to be 3-1 to Stoke. This is because Stoke, they've done really well this season against many of the teams they played at home. They probably have one of the best home records in the division. So I think it's going to be 3-1, and the scorers are going to be Stephen Ireland with 2 and Bojan with 1 for Stoke. And I think Gareth Barry is going to score for Everton. And I'm going to head over to the game between Swansea City and Crystal Palace. Swansea, they're fighting for survival. Crystal Palace, they're heading for a mid-table finish again, it seems. I think the score in this is going to be, I thought about this, Swansea, they've played really well recently, so I'm going to say 1-0 to Swansea. And I think the scorer is going to be Bafétimbi Gomis. This is because Palace, they haven't exactly played well recently. They lost at home to Bournemouth, and I can't see them doing. I can see them possibly losing against Swansea as well, because they're pretty much the same in terms of ability, Swansea and Bournemouth. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Tottenham Hotspur and Watford. Tottenham, they're heading for. It looks as if they're going to get a Champions League place next year, or possibly they're in a bid to win the title actually now, since they overcame Arsenal. And Watford, their main aim is to stay in the division. However, it seems as if they may get a mid-table finish, which is even better. I think the score in this is going to be 3-1 to Tottenham. This is because Tottenham, they've played excellent this season, no doubt. I think they'll definitely get. I reckon they'll definitely get the Champions League position for next year. Watford, I think they'll. I reckon Watford will just about survive this division, and there's not really comparison in between the teams. So I'm going to say 3-1 to Tottenham. Scorers are going to be Kyle Walker, Son Heung-min, and Eric Lamela for Tottenham, and Alman Abdi is going to score for Watford. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Southampton and West Ham. Both teams played quite well this season. Southampton, maybe they should be doing a bit better at the moment. West Ham, there's not really any complaints about West Ham about how well they've played. I think they could even get into the Champions League places. In all fairness, I think they'll finish above Man United. I think. So I think the score in this is going to be 0-0. This is because both teams, they've played quite well this season. And Southampton, they've played well against many of the teams this season, and I think West Ham could be one of those. Now I'm going to head over to the Sunday kickoff, the early Sunday kickoff between Bournemouth and Arsenal. Bournemouth, they're fighting for survival, so I think they could play quite well against Arsenal. However, Arsenal, they're fighting to win the division. Although they're fourth, I still think that they are within a chance of winning the title. So I think the score is going to be 1-0 to Arsenal. The scorer is going to be Joel Campbell. So that will bolster their chances of winning the title with a win. And finally, I'm going to end this episode with the game between Chelsea and Manchester United. Chelsea, they've played well recently. They won away to Arsenal, which is absolutely brilliant for them by their standards, and I could see them doing the same against Manchester United. And Man United haven't exactly played well apart from in their last match. So I'm going to say the score is going to be 2-0 to Chelsea. They're going to improve in this second half of the season. And the scorers are going to be Willian and Pedro. They're two really good wingers, so I think they could cause a threat against Manchester United. Man United, their defence is shocking in all fairness. So this is why I think it's going to be 2-0. That's all from me for today. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel. And don't forget to comment on any changes that you believe should be made in the future. I'll see you guys next time.